getting ahead, trying to get these out a little bit earlier than right when the time is set. But we've got, oh my gosh, we have got a pretty wild month ahead of us in July. And actually, surprisingly, it's going to be pretty good. However, that all depends on you. That all depends on you and how much you want to take advantage of it, make the most of it. Right now, we're sitting with the full moon in Capricorn today. Mercury's going retrograde today. Jupiter's about to enter into Leo later today after the full moon. There's a lot happening today. Today's an intense day. I don't know if you guys were feeling it. Definitely was feeling it over the weekend. There's been a lot kind of coming to the surface. And of course, Mercury retrograde is also making us think about things differently, right? Forcing us to look at things again, reevaluate. So there's something with this full moon in particular that's going to play over the next couple of weeks. But really, what you guys want to be aware of is what's coming over the July 4th weekend. Okay, we're heading into, this is a pretty important configuration that's happening right now, just today. There's just the three that I just mentioned today. But Mars is currently squaring the nodes of fate in Gemini, from Gemini, I should say. So Mars likes to sever. Mars likes to also create conflict. So you might be feeling this trigger from Mars affecting your nodes of what you need to release, South Node, and what you're meant to lean towards, what you're fated towards, what you're being pushed towards, getting all activated by Mars in Gemini. And Mars, obviously, well, let's just talk about Gemini first. Gemini is about your thoughts. It is about the way you communicate. It is your ideas. It is also about siblings, neighbors, friendships. It also has to do with short distance travel. Gemini is really like the sign of everything, okay? If you want to even think about it, kind of like almost like a junk drawer, okay? That's very much what Gemini can kind of feel like. So it can kind of feel like everything getting activated at once, but it's also about um Gemini is about transactions, contracts, sales, commerce, media, social media. So it's really covering a lot. But for your purposes specifically, I really want you to focus on how you're thinking, what your thoughts are, how you're communicating. Um, and Gemini also likes to look at the facts. Okay. So I think that's also a very important thing for you guys to consider going into this week is Mars is like, let's look at the facts. Let's not get anything twisted. Let's not try to get too idealistic about things. But let's really look at the facts. And right this week, you might be forced to have to look at some facts you cannot deny that are forcing you to have to really let go of something from your Virgo house, because that's where the South Node is, and lean more towards what is Pisces. Again, Pisces is about your dreams, your hopes. It's about bigger healing, but it's also more predominantly about letting go, surrender, lean towards not having control, right? Knowing that you don't have control. And so perhaps really realizing the things that you thought you had in control, you don't. And it's time to maybe gain control by realizing you don't have control. If that makes any sense. I know that might sound like an oxymoron. The other major thing that's happening this week that's causing a massive shakeup for all of us, you guys are it's coming, okay? It's coming, is Mars conjunct Uranus. And that is happening July, late July 3rd into July 4th, depending on where you are in the world, okay? So this long weekend for a lot of us here in the States, and also I know my Canadian friends are going to be celebrating this week as well for their independence. But this week, Mars and Uranus coming together. Remember, Mars represents conflict. It represents severing. It represents also desire, the willingness to initiate, to battle for something. Okay. It's willing to go to war for something. You're willing to fight. Now, Uranus, on the other hand, is about systems. It's about groups of people. It's also about your future visions. So when Mars and Uranus come together in the sign of Gemini, this may be really looking at the way you're thinking about your future, or if it involves someone else, if you're trying to be on the same page as someone else in your life, or maybe it's your business, or maybe it's a project, whatever it might be, are you guys on the same page? And are you thinking about things the same way? Are you going about things the same way? Are you working towards the same future vision? And if not, what needs to be severed? What can no longer remain in order to hold strong for the future vision to unfold? So it's going to create a lot of look, Uranus is shocks, surprise, right? It's making the ground unstable for all of us in our lives. So when Mars and Uranus come together, they're combining their energies, and they're combining their energies at, um, well, I think Uranus is almost at 4 degrees, but it's roughly around 3 degrees. Okay. And this is getting really close to the opposition of Pluto. So the next day, Mars will oppose Pluto. Pluto represents power, Mars represents conflict. This might be a battle of fighting for power, also with perhaps someone else. And I say someone else is because Mars also is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And so Scorpio represents our shared resources with other people. It represents also power dynamics between you and other people. This is also, it rules perhaps secrets that you might be having that need to be coming up to the surface, and whether they're benign secrets or not so benign secrets. But there's a lot surfacing this weekend, okay, going into this week. And it doesn't mean that it's all going to happen this weekend. It could happen earlier, it could happen after the weekend, however it plays out. But just know this is already probably bubbling to the surface and you feel it. The reason why it's so important to understand how to navigate this week, okay, starting today from the full moon, Jupiter going into Leo, Mercury going into retrograde, then coming up to the Mars Uranus conjunction, Mars opposing Pluto. Sorry, Mars is not opposing Pluto, it's trining Pluto. My bad. But okay, so let me just say that when Mars is trining Pluto, there is a helpful energy but it's a very strong power dynamic. So it might bring in the conflict and it might bring up the power, but it's going to flow in a way that might help bring resolution. Now, resolution is something that is coming your way by the end of July. Some sort of resolution, some sort of solution, some sort of really big help. I talked about this on my last video. And that's because we have Barbel's basket forming in the sky. July 15th to the 25th is when it's going to be its strongest. And the end of July is a pretty powerful door for you to walk through. And the reason why I say it's a door for you to walk through is because you will have to choose whether or not you want to walk through it or not. The Barbel's basket is composed primarily of a lot of sextiles, and sextile energy is like door opening energy, literally. It means the door is opening for you, but if one, you don't know the door is there, or two, you decide not to walk through it, you will miss the opportunity. And I think what we have to realize is that there are only so many opportunities in your life that you get to have. This life is finite. We all know that. And I think sometimes we look at the opportunities, well, if it wasn't meant to be, there'll be another one. If it's meant to be, it'll come back around. Yes and no. Yes and no. At some point, you have to realize you are driving the vehicle of your life. And if you decide to bypass every exit, which could take you into a different road that takes you somewhere completely different, eventually you might hit a long stretch of road where there are no exit points for a long time. Do you even have enough gas in the tank to get there? There are a lot of questions that come into play. I will say this month is definitely a month where you really want to understand what are the opportunities ahead of you, what are the solutions that be coming your way to help you exit somewhat of, I would say, probably major crisis points that have been happening and unfolding within your life. This is why I am also offering my readings right now again. I've reopened my door. I usually reopen my door in July anyway, but I've reopened my door specifically because I can help you look at your chart, do some intuitive reading as well, but we'll look at your chart and we'll see exactly what are the major crisis points that are finding their solutions for you. What are the things that you want to say yes to? What are the things you absolutely do not want to miss? What are the things, opportunities you do not want to let slide by this moment? Because things are changing. The world is changing. Okay. And I mean, if you haven't seen that already, the world is changing. We have exited the Pisces era and we have entered into the Aries air, basically the fire air era. Okay. We are no longer in water, especially as of today, Jupiter going into Leo. We are no longer in the water earth passive, easygoing, go with the flow kind of energy. This is fast. This is initiatory. This means you got to move. You've got to take action. You've got to be on your toes. Things are moving really fast and you got to keep up, because this is one of those times where if you're not moving with the energies, you're going to get left behind. You will get left behind and you will miss critical opportunities that could completely change your life. And although you may take advantage of that maybe later on, you will never get the full benefit of what it is right now. And that's something that's so important to look at. I mean, the reason why I say this, guys, is because I look back at my own life and I look back at certain opportunities I could have taken that had I done it, my life would be very different right now. And although some of those opportunities are still available to me, I missed, let's just call it the gold rush. Okay. And when I say the gold rush, I don't necessarily just mean money. Okay. I mean like what everything comes with abundance. Okay. Like just ease, flow, opportunities, like just more advantage, okay, than what you have. So this is a really important time to look at that. Things are absolutely going to be moving a lot faster. So when we look at what's coming in July, this basket that's forming in the sky is literally holding something for you. Okay. It's holding, it's bringing something to you. It's offering solutions within it. It's carrying the energy for you, but it won't be exact fully like the whole year. Although this is going to be, I mean, Jupiter, this is only going to be a short period of time because Jupiter is the key element here that is forming the basket. We have these many sextiles that'll be with us for the next few years, which is great energy in itself, is very rare. But having Jupiter come in and finish the basket to oppose Pluto is really the key element here. So this is where you really want to look at how you're supposed to shine, take advantage of your own power, what is available to you to power up your reality, okay? And also take advantage of one, Uranus being one of the planets, meaning what needs to change. What is the shakeup? What is the thing that you're supposed to revolutionize? Perhaps even like reinvent. Okay, there's something there that's going to be bringing in a lot of opportunities. But then also Neptune in Aries. Neptune is about your hopes, your visions. Okay, and it's really centered in your identity right now of Aries. Your identity is so critical right now, especially because Saturn's there. Okay. And having those planets there. So it's like, how do you become the person that holds the vision and creates? Saturn creates the vision. Okay. Those two are still working in the sign of Aries together, even though they're further apart right now. Saturn's about to retrograde. Okay. And so is Neptune this month. So they're both going to be going back, and Saturn goes further back than Neptune does. So Saturn's going to get a lot closer to Neptune. It's really important to understand that we are going through a level of change none of us have seen in our lifetime. None of us have. What is happening in July is something so rare. None of us have seen it in our lifetime. So this isn't just like one little extra fun transit to talk about. Like this truly is defining something for you guys where it's like, okay, the world as we know it is completely changing. Everything that we thought to be true is going to be we're realizing isn't true. And I mean, that's been an ongoing story for a lot of us. But I think even those of us who've and this goes for all of us, right? There's always been some sort of narrative that we've really like, no, I know this is true. I know this is true. The threads are unraveling. Someone is pulling on those threads and they're starting to unravel. At the end of the day, this transit is making us responsible for ourselves, responsible for your reality, responsible for your dreams that you're here to create, responsible for your destiny. And that's really what these solutions are coming in is to help you with in July. So I'm going to jump into all signs, but again, the reading link is down below. If you want to book a reading with me, we'll take a look at everything in detail and we'll outline exactly what your solutions are, what opportunities you need to take advantage of, what you absolutely do not want to miss, and what needs to be let go. Okay, where your attention has to stop going, because this full moon in Capricorn is really saying to a lot of us today, what have you been holding on to? Okay, that has been like old world in a sense of your own ideas of what your reality has always been, that is just like you can't hold on to it anymore. Like you are meant to truly push towards your dreams and goals now. It's not about playing safe. It's not about doing it the way others have carved out the path for you. This is about defining your own unique path and pushing yourself so far out of your comfort zone that you're going to want to run back to the reality that you hated, but it's safe. It's what you know. And that's what a lot of us are feeling right now. Oh my God, like maybe I just need to go back to that because at least it worked. You cannot go back to it anymore. That whole old world is crumbling. It's gone. It's on its last couple of like, not even a leg, like I would say just fibers, okay, left. This is where each and every one of us is being so deeply pushed. Look, the North Node's about to move into Aquarius. North Node in Aquarius is mean we have to reinvent ourselves. We have to be forward thinking. We cannot go back to the past. We have to think about being smarter, doing things very differently than what we've always done them before. And going back to comforts and safety is not an option anymore. It's not. And that's why so many people are struggling. So many people are struggling. And this is why I was struggling for a long period, like last year into the beginning of this year, is because I was still thinking that there was some way of holding on to what was still comfortable. There is no comfort anymore in what was. The only comfort you're going to find in what will be. And what will be depends totally on you right now, on you. So important to grasp that right now, because if you're still trying to hold on to the old life, the old job, the old relationship, the old body, you're going to be so disappointed and in for a world of hurt further down this year. Okay? Because eventually it's going to get ripped from you one way or the other. So, a little heavy, I know, but Capricorn full moon, got to give it to you straight, right? That is the Capricorn energy. It's like, I'm not going to like mince my words. Then that's the reality of it. We're all getting major reality checks with this full moon. Trust me on that. Okay, so let's jump into air signs. You guys are first. Also, don't forget, the retreat to reality, or retreat from reality, I should say, in Vegas, which could be really, really beneficial for you, especially if you've been struggling. That is coming up in 2.5 weeks in Nevada. And retreat from reality, meaning retreat from your old reality, enter into the new reality that actually builds your dreams. Okay, and that's a lot of what we're going to be doing for you. The link for that is in the description below. And also, don't forget my 3-day 180 retreat is this fall. If you've been wanting to rewire your entire life, never mind just your brain and body, okay, we do that. We do that through using my 180 method, okay, my protocol that I've designed for my retreats, as well as magic mushrooms. Okay. And I think you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been putting a lot of stuff in my stories lately of all the incredible studies that are coming out of how much mushrooms are changing people's lives because they're rewiring people's brains. I mean, literally people who've had Alzheimer's and couldn't remember, or given a dose, and all of a sudden are remembering who they are, remembering their family members. Like, it's crazy how powerful this plant medicine is, which is why I love working with it. Okay, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's get into your sign. Hello, Janica. Hello, Bonnie. Good to see you guys. Okay, let's find out what is the main theme of your reading and what is the potential challenge. Also, if you're just joining me, don't forget to hit the like button. It's one way to support my channel and this video, and I truly appreciate it. All right, come on, cards. What's the main theme of this reading? And what is the potential challenge? Oh, wow. Okay, that one totally reflipped around. There we go. There's your main theme. And what is the potential challenge? Okay, actually, let's do that. Okay, air signs. Not surprised, especially for my Geminis. But your main theme of your reading is reflective truth, identity, self-love, and acceptance. Okay, so this might be a time over the next couple of weeks. I mean, obviously we're in Mercury retrograde as of today, where we're all having to reflect on a lot, but also, you know, you're really having to reflect on what is true for you. Who are you is coming up. There's a lot of possibly existential questions around this, of reflecting on who maybe you need to be versus who you've always been. Perhaps it's also about self-love. Like, have you truly been honoring you? Have you been working and operating in your reality in a way that honors you first, prioritizes you, is doing it for you, not for others, not putting others before you? And I will say the reason why this might be coming up is because when I look at your challenge, it is destiny, divine purpose, passion, service. So you are really thinking about your future. You are thinking about what you are destined for in these moments. You're possibly also thinking about, like, do I maybe want to make money from what I'm actually passionate about, not just what I'm good at, right? Because a lot of times we go into a job potentially because we're good at something, right? But is that just enough? Are you actually passionate about it? You know, there was a time where I was doing massage therapy, and, you know, and I was passionate about it and I was super good about it, but then I just wasn't passionate about it anymore. You know, not because I wasn't good at it, but because there was more, right? So when these two cards come up, it tells me that you are thinking about what else? What else is there for me? What else am I supposed to be looking at, moving towards? So that's probably kind of coming up for you. Let's take a look at what's coming up for you in the tarot. All right, we have the Ace of Cups coming up in your past. What else do we need to know for my air signs? We have the Page of Cups in reverse. We also have the King of Cups, all water signs here, air signs. So I don't know if you're dealing with a water sign. Let's look at your present energies. All right, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. We also have the Two of Crystals in reverse. Looks like you're going to be taking some forward movement so far. What else do we need to know about the current energies for my air signs? Oh, we also have the Queen of Crystals in reverse. There you are. Ooh, I see this and I think Mars Uranus right away. All right, we'll get to that. Coming into the near future for my air signs. Okay, we have the Seven of Crystals in reverse. Okay. The Two of Wands in reverse. A lot of reversals coming up for you. Not surprised with all the Mercury retrograde. We've got 2 planets going retrograde next month. What else? What else do we need to know about the future for... Okay, and the 3 of Cups in reverse. Overall energy, okay, is the Ace of Crystals in reverse and the Strength card in reverse. All right, so again, the reversals isn't necessarily always a bad thing. Remember, reversal can often mean the energy is going inward, right? It's going inside. It's turning inward, which with your main card here, Reflective Truth, definitely speaks to that. Now, with the Ace of Crystals here in reverse, and the Strength card beneath it in reverse, look, you're possibly revisiting an idea that you've had, whether you actually did something with it or not, and you're kind of revisiting it. Perhaps you're also maybe trying to look at something from a new perspective, a different perspective than how you originally were looking at it from. And I would say that this is not necessarily easy for you to do with the Strength card here in reverse, but you're going to do it, okay? The Strength card is always letting us know this is kind of pushing you out of your comfort zone. It's requiring you to have a little courage, perhaps even a lot of courage to look at things differently. But it's necessary because your destiny's on the line, air signs. That's really what's kind of the crux here for you. So when I look at your past, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups in reverse, and then the King of Cups, for some of you, this might be about an actual relationship or someone very important to you that you care about. For others of you, this might be a very important dream of yours, like a hope and wish. And I'll say this, with the Ace of Cups here, what I'm seeing is there was a new opportunity when it comes to love, when it comes to your hopes and dreams and wishes. It also like a new opportunity here, also even maybe coming from you following your own intuition. But something happened with the Page of Cups here in reverse. It feels like, I don't know if you've kept something to yourself that should have been maybe shared, or if you had second thoughts, maybe some doubts, whether it is about, if it does involve someone else, but maybe it's about that person or the relationship or how you feel. It could be even about your own feelings. For others of you, this is about more of your dreams and wishes and hopes. This could be like you second guessing that. Okay. But with the King of Cups here, it makes me wonder too if some of you are really wanting to level up your own intuition. Okay. Maybe you're really wanting to take your intuition to a much higher level than what you're used to, and possibly be using that towards your destiny, towards your future. For others of you, this could represent someone you very much deeply care about. Okay. Who's here. And, they could also be someone who's been guiding you. This could be someone who's been intuitively guiding you or helping you work through your emotions, okay, through this process. Now, coming into the current energies, we have the 4 cups in reverse, the 2 of crystals, the Queen of crystals, all in reverse. So this is an actionable couple of weeks. You're going to be moving, okay? And not surprised, because I think a lot of us are going to be making moves with Mars and Uranus coming together. 4 of Cups in reverse is telling me that you just haven't been in a place that you've been content or happy with, and you're done feeling sorry for yourself. You're done having a pity party. You're like, all right, let's do something about this. Let's change things. And with the 2 of crystals here, especially in the heart of your spread being in reverse, this is telling me you're finally deciding something. You're going to choose a path. You're like, all right, I'm going to go this way. Right. And by going this way, air signs, you also may be having to, for some of you, this might be a very tough and difficult conversation that you're going to have with someone else. For some of you, this is just a very stern conversation you're having with yourself. And I say that because Reflective Truth is here, and I feel like based off your cards, there's a lot of inner work going on. But Queen of Crystals is also saying, hey, got to cut this out. This can't happen anymore. Like, this is a no BS card. Like, I don't care. This is the bottom line. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, this is just how it is, and take it or leave it. So there's that energy coming in. So either you're going to be feeling that way, you're going to be making someone else feel that way, or like it's just kind of something in the general air of the situation that's like, yeah, this cannot go on, and this has to be the way. Like there's something about you choosing a direction. Now, coming up into the near future, we have the Seven of Crystals in reverse, the Two of Wands in reverse, the Three of Cups in reverse. All right, look. An apology is definitely coming, whether that is needed based off of what you say or someone else says to you. I don't know. But it does look like you're having to revisit something. You're kind of going back to the scene of the crime where all of the crap happened. Now, does it always necessarily mean an apology? No. But for some of you, you're going to see an apology coming up here. For others, you're having to go back and look where everything went wrong. Okay. And reassess. And you're like, okay, let's clean up the mess, right? Like, that's going to be like what you're going to have to look at. And with the Two of Wands here, it's like, okay, you're on your path, like you're choosing this path. You're at that crossroads, right? That you've already you've already made a decision to move towards, but there's something about it that's very uncertain to you. Like, it's not clear. And I will say that for a lot of us, that's just the nature of the beast right now. Nothing is clear. If you're looking for it to be super clear, you're going to be waiting for a really long time. This is the time of action, even in spite of not having all the information that you want. And I see that there's something with that kind of going on. With the Three of Cups here in reverse, it makes me think like either this has to do with friendships. Okay. This could have to do with friendships. This could also have to do with maybe reevaluating some of your friendships, maybe looking at the people you're around, hanging around, your environment. Like, because, like they say, you want me to tell you who you are, or show me the 5 people you hang around most. Right. And so, there could be something around like really looking at your environment, the people you surround yourself with, that you're really kind of reflecting on and thinking about like, okay, who's here to support me? Who's not? Is this really good for me? Is this not? So you've kind of got like, you're making some moves. It's going to be a sharp energy. Okay. This first half of July, but then also you're also going to be making more moves of having to clean up a mess. I think you're going to have to be revisiting something, or there's going to be an apology coming in, or you're apologizing. I don't know. It's something around those lines, but it's also about like moving forward, even though you don't have all of the information you wish you did have, but you still know that this is the direction you just got to go. Because at this point, staying still is not an option for any of us. It's just not. You cannot stay still. If you are not moving forward in any capacity, you are going to really suffer as this year goes on. Like, it's just gonna get really hard, especially when we get into like the fall, when not only are we going into eclipse season where we have the Pisces eclipse, but also Venus retrograde square Pluto in Scorpio, like Venus in Scorpio square Pluto. No. Okay, so look, take care of business now. Let's go into the clarifiers here for you. Let's see what this Ace of Crystals is all about in reverse. Tell me more about this Ace of Crystals in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles and the World card coming up. Okay, so I don't know if you're thinking about, maybe this could be about a career, like really going to a new level within your career. This could be about making more money. This could be about also maybe perhaps for some of you, this might have to do with a father figure. But it's about like with the World card here, and especially because we're kind of coming off a Capricorn full moon. This is kind of speaking to, all right, what are my accomplishments? What have I achieved? Is it where I want to be? Is it where I hoped I would be? Is it where I expected I would be? Right? And if not, perhaps you're having new ideas of how to shift that. Okay. Maybe having to revisit an idea that you had around that. This whole Mercury retrograde is really a great time. As much as people hate it for like exes coming back that we don't want to come back, or, communications going awry, it is an excellent time to reevaluate, to review, to redo things. Let me look at this Ace of Cups for you. What is this Ace of Cups? Hold on a second. Heidi Carlson. Nicole, are you related to Carol and Armand Frolick? No, not at all. I am not. Plus, my last name is spelt with a K after the C. I don't know who they are. I hope they're lovely people, though. All right, what is the Ace of Cups? Ace of Cups. Okay, we have the Two of Swords coming up. So something could have intuitively come to you here, possibly, or okay, we have the Five of Cups also coming in. Okay, so like I said, this could have been a new opportunity for you when it comes to your hopes and dreams, or it could have been intuitively something that you were like, ooh, do I follow this? Do I not follow this? It's telling me that with these two cards that you are feeling stuck, like you're like, which way do I go? Which is why I think this coming couple weeks is going to be really important for you, air signs. It also just tells me that you're focusing on what could go wrong or what has gone wrong in the past and maybe thinking it's going to go wrong again in the future. Instead of like focusing on what you've accumulated, what you do have with you that is going right, and so possibly really important for you to start shifting the way you're perceiving things, especially because the Ace of Crystals is here as your main energy. What's this Page of Cups in reverse? Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. What else? And then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I don't know if you were trying to work on something. I don't know if like your dreams or what with this new opportunity is, or what you were kind of like working towards involved other people, because the Three of Pentacles here is in reverse, whether it was a project, something kind of coming up here, but it felt like a gift, but also like there was reciprocation, but also I think there was hesitation. And I wonder if it was on your part, air signs, where you were second guessing or doubting, like, is this really what I want to do? So I don't know if like the project got put on pause or whatever you're working on building with other people. This could have also been friendships involved here, but there's something about you kind of turning inward, or like I just get a lot of second guessing, doubting kind of energy coming up about what it is that you want and hope for and wish for. Even though it looks like things were kind of coming towards you with that Six of Pentacles, because the Six of Pentacles is reciprocal energy. It's balance. It's also something oftentimes you receiving a gift or money or something. So I don't know what that was about. What's this King of Cups? Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I really feel like this is for my air signs that are trying to build something. Okay, and then we have the Moon coming up here. I think you, again, this could be again about a relationship, okay, someone very important to you. But I also feel like you are seeking guidance, possibly from someone who is more intuitive or nurturing or therapeutic, not nature, okay, therapy, whatever. Because it feels like you were trying to build something, but then like you stopped, like or you question things and you're like, I don't know if I'm doing this the right way. I think you were seeking advice because things just were not clear to you. With the Moon here, too, things are hidden, things aren't obvious. It also, the Moon is saying like it also tells me you might be have also been going through a difficult time, which is why I think you were seeking someone out. Now, if this was actual person that maybe you're in a relationship with, I feel like the emotions are strong, okay, and they're well developed. At least someone is, but someone is still battling like the newness of something here. And so I don't know if there's a hang up about moving forward towards something well committed. So really staying committed to something and saying, all right, I'm going to do this. Let's see, what is the Four of Cups? Four of Cups in reverse. All right, so this is good. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming up. So you are going to be getting out of this complacent place where you're just having that pity party for yourself. You're going to be moving forward because we have the Knight of Pentacles. So it's going to be slow movement, but you're moving forward, which is good. And we also have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords can mean a couple things here. For some of you, this is like finally you're taking action on something that you were waiting for a while. But also the Page of Swords is very curious. So you're going to start gaining more information. You're going to start gathering more information. You're going to be researching, getting curious about things, reading on things. Ace of Crystals here, like you're really trying to accumulate as much information as you possibly can to move towards something that's been very challenging for you when it comes to your destiny. What is the Two of Crystals in reverse? I love this because this is what you're supposed to be moving towards. Okay, this is where your challenge is, your destiny, your purpose, your passion. This is your hopes and dreams, right? What you wish for the most, the thing that lights your heart up. So it's telling me you're finally moving towards that. You're saying, all right, I'm decided, I'm going to do this. What else do we need to know about the Two of Swords in reverse? And oh, so this is also about your own independence, air signs, Nine of Pentacles. So you're really trying to gain more financial independence possibly, or maybe just your own independence of like doing something for yourself. But like there's something here where you're like, okay, I'm going to go do this. I'm going about it. And you're making a decision, even though you may not have the whole map in front of you because something's coming up here. Now, this is where things are going to get a little dicey because the Queen of Crystals, which is you, is in reverse. So again, like I say, I think you're either going to deliver some sharp conversations to people, words, news, I'm not sure. But what is this Queen of Crystals in reverse? Ooh, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. So 2 8s. You're realizing that you cannot procrastinate on something, delay something, not work towards something. Like you've got to master something. You've got to put your all into it. So now, is this maybe someone else who's been procrastinating or feel like they've been keeping you stuck? Or it could be as well. You could be having this conversation with someone else. But just know that there's basically, it's a no bones about it kind of energy here, whether this is a conversation with someone else or this is just for you, where it's like, I am no longer staying stuck. I am no longer staying here. I'm no longer delaying. I'm no longer procrastinating. I'm no longer putting things off. It's time to get to work is really what I'm getting for you, which is really great coming off this Capricorn full moon. Okay. Now coming into the Seven of Crystals in reverse. Ah, okay. So like I said, the Seven of Crystals in reverse is about you likely having, I feel like this is about cleaning a mess up. That's the strong message I'm getting intuitively. It keeps coming in. So I'm going to go with that narrative right now. This could be an apology, but I really feel like air signs, you're having to go look and clean up some kind of mess, whether this is your own mess, someone else's mess, I don't know. But it's being clarified by the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. So this is telling me that you've got to see something in a new way. Ace of Crystals here, reflective truth. Okay, you're gonna go back and clean this. You're gonna see something you missed, and you're like, oh my God, how did I not see this before? And it's really gonna say like, I've got to let something go that I've been holding on to with the Four of Pentacles here. So you're trying to maybe keep something together, comfortable, safe, I don't know, you were holding on to it a little too tightly and you're realizing, no, I just got to let this go because it's not working. Like this is the thing that's been creating the actual mess. Like that's going to be like kind of coming up for you here, air signs. What's this 2 of Wands? 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 10 of Cups. All right, you know you're heading towards your dreams. You know you're heading towards like the big, like your big one, okay? Like your big happiness, capital H happiness. But there's something that you've also are realizing. I've invested a lot of energy, time, money, okay, brain power, something into something. You're like, I can't keep putting my energy in there because it's going to take away. So there's 2 things happening here. Like you are moving forward, even though you don't know the full path ahead, but you do know there's something you have to pull your energy out of. Okay. Because you are focused on your big capital H happiness. Okay. And that's like your destiny and your purpose, like what you're designed for in this lifetime. What is the 3 of Cups in reverse? There's your King of Cups again. Interesting. Okay, what else? Tell me more about this 3 of Cups in reverse. Oh, way too many cards. 1 second. Ooh, the Justice card in reverse. Oh, okay. A couple things. So with the 3 of Cups in reverse, like I said, you're either revisiting, there might be a fallout with some friends, first of all. That could be happening. There also could be like just maybe, like I said, just looking at who are my friends, who am I hanging around with, do I need to? And I do feel like for some of you, this might like there's someone who deeply cares about you around you, okay? There is someone who deeply cares about you. And they've been guiding you through this, whether they're a therapist, whether they're an intuitive person, whether they're someone you deeply love. Okay, they care about you. And they can see things at a more of a higher perspective than you can. And there's something about what they're showing you is like the injustice of something, how things haven't been fair, how maybe it's like it's time to end a contract. Maybe some of you have been in a legal battle with, I don't know, oh, God, someone like a friend or neighbor or someone, but um really what I get from this is like navigating the injustice of it all. Remember, reflective truth is also talking about self-love and acceptance. Okay. And so like who are you really truly allowing to be around you also speaks to how much you love yourself, right? So are you constantly allowing your environment to be perhaps infiltrated by an energy that isn't loving towards you? Okay, that isn't really supporting you, that is taking you away from what it is that you want to move towards. It might be time to really balance things out and to see how much that might be impacting you more than you realize. I think for you, air signs, I'm really feeling for you that being very aware of your environment and the people within that environment or how they're contributing to that environment is very important to you over the next couple of weeks. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there, but I do see you making some moves forward. You're going to have to end up cleaning up a mess eventually. But you are so focused on your purpose, your destiny, what makes you super happy. And I just think you're going to have to realize that there's some things that just can't stay with you, but also know that when you are finally willing to let go of those things that are really holding you back, you're now allowing for things to enter into your life that are going to actually propel you forward. Okay. Make it easier to move forward, whether it's through support or opportunities, you know, or just having a way better environment. Okay. That's air signs. Let's move on to fire signs. You guys are next. And remember, if you need your own reading, I have opened up readings for everyone down below that you can book for the next couple of weeks. Like I said, this is a super important time to be moving forward, to like take advantage of what is ahead, because what you do now will make what is ahead even better and stronger for you. If you don't do anything now and you kind of enter into that energy that's coming in July, if you're not as prepared, not being prepared for opportunities, like that's the definition of luck, right? Luck is just basically being super prepared for an opportunity. So you can make your own luck. Remember that. That is definitely something I've been grilling into my new identity, that I'm the luckiest person I know, and that opportunities always find me prepared. Always. That is part of my identity. It's in my subconscious. I constantly reprogram myself with that. Opportunities always find me prepared. The right opportunities always find me prepared. So important to be so clear. Like, this is really important. And remember, Uranus and Gemini is going to be shaking up our minds for the next 7 years. How we think, our thoughts, right? Because those really shape a lot of our reality. Okay. So Aries, Leo, Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I will say for all of you, definitely listen to them all if you can, if you have time, or come back later when you can to listen to more of them. Because they will just each give you layers into your story. One of the things that I've really been realizing is how much more accurate my moon sign is for me right now. But part of the reason why is because so much of my personal life and home life and is so critical to everything that I'm doing. But I also think it's because I'm a Cancer ascendant, so I'm ruled by the moon. So the moon just in general is just, I'm so like sensitive to it. But moon will always be about your home life, your personal life, property, just your inner world, vulnerabilities, things like that. Your sun sign is going to be about your, more so your career, your purpose, your goals, who you're kind of becoming. If you're 45 or older, you tend to find yourself resonating more with your sun sign than your ascendant sign. But your ascendant sign covers everything, right? It's your body, it's your avatar. It's like it covers every detail. So it's like kind of like the whole kit and caboodle. So that always does tend to give you, for sure, important insights. And then, of course, if you're listening to your Venus, that could be about relationships. It could be about money. Also could be about your self-worth and your values. All right, let's get to it. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's find out what's in store for you for the first half of July. What do we need to know? What is the main theme of fire signs reading? And what is the potential challenge? Okay, we got 2 for your... Huh. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Fire signs. You are releasing. Okay, the theme of your reading right now is releasing. So this could come through purification. It could come through spiritual cleansing. It could just come from needing to let go, right? There is something that you are releasing from your life, from who you are, from maybe your job, but there's something here that you're needing to release. Now, the challenges for you, you have 2 cards here. So I'm going to do this one first. They've both got 7s in them, 117, 127. Okay, so majestic eminence is part of it, which is talking to the priestess, divine feminine, and your worth. Okay, so that's part of the challenge. So this could be about your own values, your own self-worth, from just even your own. For some of you, this might really have to do with your intuitive abilities, um, how tuned in you are, and utilize that in your day-to-day life, or want to use more of it. But you also have Gaian awakening as part of your challenge. So preparing, relocation, and ascension is coming up here. So for some of you, you might be preparing for something really big. There might be a major change that is coming down the pipeline that you're facing. Um, some of you might be needing to relocate from where you currently are, or just relocation, just in general, is a theme for some reason coming up. So for some of you, this might be about visas. It could be about like work permits and things of that nature. If you're someone who's, and I say this because my fire signs, if you're a Sag, you love to wander, you love to travel, you love to do all that. So there could be something with that. But also, like, this is about you going to the next level, right? When we talk about ascension, sure, we can talk about ascension in the spiritual terms, but this is really about you going to that next level. So there's something in your life that's really wanting you to step up into something bigger than where you have been, and it's creating a whole new level for you. Okay, let's go into the tarot and see where this is kind of taking us. What do we need to know about the past for my fire signs? Let me see this. Okay, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. D. Carlson, has anyone else felt like they are walking in between time parallel energies? Yes. Yes. Actually, I've been feeling it a lot this year. I feel like, because I know for myself, I'm straddling, like, whenever you're going through a big identity shift, crisis, and also a massive like leveling up, you will have a transition phase where you are phasing out the old life, the old you, and transitioning into the new one, especially when it's a major one. So I have definitely been feeling that. In fact, I've literally seen like two different timelines happening at the same time in front of my eyes. It's been weird. Okay. What else do we need to know about the past for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, and Sag. Woo, we have the Star in reverse. And we have the King of Stars in reverse, which is the King of Pentacles. Okay, coming into the current energies, we have the Seven of Cups. The Eight of Cups in reverse. The fact that I'm seeing this in the heart of your spread and I saw your main oracle card is further confirmation. Okay, what else do we need to see here? The Tower in reverse. Look. Mars and Uranus is no joke, okay? Especially for the States. The States, it's going to be kind of crazy, for sure. Because I believe it's literally like in their like chart, but let's see here. I'm already getting like a storyline coming up here for you guys. What do we need to know about the future? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. The World in reverse. And the Ace of Stars in reverse. Again, not surprised to see a lot of reversals with us going into Mercury retrograde. Three of Cups in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. This might be about fire signs, about you like, okay, I just want to have fun. I want to be more lighthearted. I want to just be with my friends. Um and you're just not able to do that. I feel like things might feel really heavy for you lately, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. That it could feel like things just aren't moving forward in the way that you want. There could be something that you're seeing in your future as something that could be celebration for you, but it doesn't feel like it's moving towards that at the speed that you would like it to. Um, or it feels like perhaps even like that whole idea is starting to fall apart. Um, Also, for some of you, this could be like some tension with you and your friendships. Okay. Where again, having to look at friends and again, who you're surrounding yourself with Three of Cups there. For some of you, I will say there's someone, another party involved that is causing issues. So this could be about you and two other people, and there's one person in the mix that's causing a lot of issues. So that's keeping things stuck. So, um, or it could be you and another person and something in the middle of you two that's causing the issues. I will say that because that's just something that's dropped in right now. Now, looking at your past, we have the Four Cups in reverse, the Star in reverse, the King of Stars in reverse. So Four Cups is like, again, I always love the Four Cups in reverse. It's one of those yay reversal kind of cards, because it's telling me that, you know, you may have been in a place where you're feeling all like the victim, feeling like life's happening to you, not for you. And this is telling me like you're over that, right? You're like, no, no, I got to do something about this. I'm not staying here anymore. Like I'm making changes. Like this isn't working for me anymore. So you kind of were coming out of that place. And with the star here in reverse, it could mean a few things here for some of you. This might have been about like really having to look back at like, what is it that you really want for yourself? Like, what is your big wish? What is your big destiny? So you may have like really needed to reflect on that and maybe revise it or reconsider, okay, what it really means to you. For others of you, this could also have been a time of great healing. You're like, no, I'm going to do the work. I'm going to work on myself. I'm like going to focus on me. And you really focused on doing the work so that you could become, you know, the version of you that needs to be to take action towards your like big wish. Now, with the King of Stars here in reverse, there's someone in your life that perhaps doesn't feel as dependable as you would like them to. Um, they're not doing what they said they would do. So, the King of Pentacles or the Stars is a person who is super reliable. You can depend on them. They're great fathers. They're great leaders. Okay, like they're protectors. But there's something here that's showing like that's not at the forefront. Okay, so that's not happening. Um so I don't know if that's something that's kind of coming up for you. We're going to have to look at that a little deeper. But coming into the current weeks of July, the first 2 weeks, we have the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups in reverse, and then the Tower in reverse. I am not, like I told you guys, okay? This week ain't gonna be pretty. I mean, it could lead you to better places, but it's gonna be through an upheaval of some sort. Um, so you're looking at your options. Okay, you are considering all of the things that are ahead of you. Like, okay, if I do this, if I do that, like what you're kind of like running through the gamut of all the potential plans, possibilities, options that you have. And at the same time, you're also struggling to walk away from something. You're struggling to leave something behind or know that when the 8 of Cups comes up, it's like it's a tug on your heart and your own intuition of knowing there's something better than this. Okay, and I have to leave this Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the whole thing is what you have to leave. In some cases it is, right? But it could be that there's an element within a situation or with a person that you are battling, that you're feeling like, okay, I know deep in my heart, this is telling me where I need to kind of do this, but you're not your whole, because there's a fear, right? There's a fear of what happens when I do. Like there's some kind of security in still staying. And so you're kind of going through this battle, but with the tower coming up in reverse, what I actually am feeling for this tower, knowing what the astrology is, okay, for the beginning of July, is that I think you're going to be revisiting an old, shocking energy. So, an upheaval energy that you've already dealt with before, it's resurfacing. We're in Mercury retrograde. It brings back the past. It brings back issues that we haven't dealt with, or maybe we thought we dealt with them, and now we're having to revisit to realize we didn't deal with them as well as we should have. And I feel like that's what's kind of coming up here for you, fire signs. So there's something there. We'll know. We'll dive deeper into it now. Coming into your future, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, the World in reverse, and the Ace of Stars in reverse. So the energy is going to be a little kind of stop start here for you, but it's interesting because you have the World and you have an Ace. Both are in reverse. And I think it's because this is something you're coming back around to again. I think there's a situation there's something fully that didn't get released that needs to be released, and that's why it's coming back up again. And it's like really to finally put this to an end, to really like make the stamp of we're done with this. We've reached this new level. Because again, like I said, you're ascending. You're ready to go to a new level. Okay, like so we have to be done with this so we can go to this. And I see that happening, and I see like a new beginning that is very tangible. So the Ace of Stars is either bringing in new opportunities for some sort of like, there could be something new material that you're receiving, whether it's like, again, something tangible uh, that is of some value. Okay. This could also be the new beginnings of planting stronger roots for security, for your money, for building what also just feels secure to you in your own self-worth. Um, I will say too, there's something about like the relocation word is really speaking to me, fire signs. So I don't know if it's time just even to like relocate your energy. Okay, like let's just go into the basics of like, maybe for some of you this really is about changing cities, states, countries, continents. I don't know. Um but there also is this idea of like relocating your energy. So where have you been putting all of your energy into, when really has it been a bucket with holes? Does it need to be relocated to something else that is secure, that is going to be a better container for you? I don't know why, I'm just feeling like I need to say that. Okay, so Three of Cups in reverse. Let's kind of look into this one. What do we need to know about the Three of Cups in reverse for my fire signs? Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, things have not been, like I said, things have not been moving forward. I don't think it's been going where you want it to go. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And Temperance. So there's been a lot of patience. I think fire signs, you've had a lot of patience. I think you've also been biding your time, you know, like by what the energy feels like to me. But with the Knight of Pentacles, it's just like things have not been going forward. And with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this could speak to a few things. One, this could be like, okay, you're coming up to something where you're going to have to spend a lot of money. Um, like there's an investment that comes up that's going to require a lot of money from you. And you're kind of been waiting for like things to get better, or, for others of you, this 10 of Pentacles in reverse could also be like, maybe having to let go of something you've invested, for some of you, a lot of money in, but for others of you, a lot of time. Okay, time is a very important resource, especially to us as we get older. So this could be something where you're like, ooh, I've invested so much time into this. Do I risk letting go? And again, I will say, for some of you, it might be that you really do need to move on. For others of you, it might be that there has to be the willingness to release it in order for it to come back. Okay, like I've got to say that. Now, coming into the Four of Cups in reverse. Look, you got the Wheel of Fortune twice in reverse in your reading. Okay, so we have the Hangman in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I think you kind of looked, it's like, the shit's not changing, shit's not moving, this isn't like benefiting me, and like you also got a big new perspective on something. Like you saw things in a way that you've never seen them before, which is what motivated you to be like, okay, no, I'm not being in this place anymore. Like we're changing shit, right? And again, the Star card could have been a time where there was needing to be a lot of healing, but also like refocusing on the big wish. What is the Star card in reverse? The Eight of Cups upright. Okay. Leaving what doesn't work anymore behind you. Like this isn't working. We gotta like leave this behind. Oh, okay. I'm not taking that. That's somehow flipped over, but I didn't see it before. So let me see. Ooh. Okay. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse with the 8 of Swords. So it's like having to heal from what felt like a very difficult long period of time for you that caused you a lot of anxiety and possibly like a lot of stress, where you felt trapped. Okay, you did feel trapped, or you felt stuck, like there was no other way out. Or like, but you had to heal. You had to heal around that. Because with the Eight of Cups here is saying like, I am walking away from this, right? So perhaps walking away from this thing that you felt stuck in and felt trapped, and it was like really difficult for you. So I do feel like that Star card is really, really about healing, but it's healing because of like what you see for your bigger vision of yourself. What is the King of Stars here in reverse? Okay, the Page of Swords. What else? Page of Swords in reverse. And the Strength card. So someone here was saying that they were going to be doing all these things, like making promises, but not showing up in the way that they've said they will. Just again, not being as reliable. I will say the King of Stars is someone, when it's in reverse, can be someone who is a gambler also, or is really loose with their money. They could also be just someone who may even have some father issues. Okay, like maybe it's someone who has some father issues. Now, the Strength card and the Page of Swords in reverse, I feel like you're dealing with someone, fire signs, who isn't as reliable, or is at least showing up in the way that they say that they would, okay, in the past. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing something about that resurfacing for you in the beginning of July. Now, the Page of Swords in reverse is telling me that not all the details were maybe perhaps truthful. Page of Swords in reverse, like someone could have been lying to you. could have been withholding information, whether it was out of shame or not just having the courage with the Strength card here in reverse, not having the courage to really say what was really the issue, or what was, the true nature of things. But also, like, I don't know, just not having the strength to really, like, kind of own up fully in the way that someone said that they would. Let's see what this Seven of Cups is. What's this Seven of Cups? Okay. All right. We have the Six of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So you are thinking about, like, I got to get at myself out of a situation, right? The Six of Swords follows the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is usually conflict, right? It could be self-sabotaging behaviors, but it could also be arguments. And so the Six of Swords, like, no, I've got to, like, it's kind of like in this protective place. Like, I've got to go to somewhere new and I've got to protect myself, right? Move on. And it's a place with the Seven of Wands here. It's like you're in, like, there's something, I don't know if you're facing some sort of resistance or you're resisting this need to do this. But you're looking at all your options that will allow you to do this. Because I think there's something about you feeling stuck or trapped that's coming back up. This is why the whole releasing, letting go, cleansing is kind of coming up for you. What's this Eight of Cups in reverse? Okay, we have the Two of Cups with the Moon in reverse. So you're struggling to let go. This might have to deal with another person in your life that's very important to you, that you care about a lot, romantic or not. And you're struggling to kind of walk away from this relationship or this person. Things look like they're getting revealed, though. Something that was hidden might be revealed in the first beginning of July here, fire signs. Now, I would say this is probably a good thing, right? Because when you have all of the information, you can make better choices, and better plans, right? Better strategies, stronger execution. Let me just see what the Tower in reverse is. Could also be that there's some feelings that are being shared here that were being withheld, or maybe not divulged. It just could be a very vulnerable moment. What is a Tower in reverse? The Eight of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So whatever was thought was maybe working is not working. And so something's coming up that's bringing up the past. Like, it's going to be an issue that you've already dealt with, but it's going to be like, this is going to be a little, I just want to say shocking. Yes, but more like shaking the ground. Like, it's making the ground unstable. Okay. Is really more of what it feels like. And so there's some instability here that's kind of coming up that's really saying, hey, what was being built is not working. We need to get to work. And I'm saying we just because of the Two of Cups here. This might involve another person, on really what's going to work, and go full throttle with it. Like, no messing around, no dicking around, no taking it lightly. Like go all in, because the Eight of Pentacles is an energy that's like, I'm going to master this shit, like I am going to work like around the clock 24/7 kind of energy. So that's what I'm kind of picking up here for you, fire signs. What is this Knight of Wands in reverse energy? Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Swords in reverse. One more. Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so again, perhaps someone was just focusing on themselves. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this can be sometimes a selfish energy, like just focusing on like someone's own like needs, and not taking into consideration other parties involved. And the Two of Swords in reverse is kind of like at a little bit of a crossroads, at a bit of a standstill, right? There's a little bit of stagnation here, and but there's a Seven of Swords here, so I'm wondering if someone's apologizing for that. So the Knight of Wands in reverse could be that someone is coming in. It is a very like touch and go kind of energy. It's hot and cold, right? And it could be that that's the energy where this can kind of come in like little drips and drabs of like it's there and then it's not there. It's there and then it's not there. But there is an apology here, a reconciliation or a desire to make amends happening here with the World. What's this World in reverse? We have the King of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So someone is possibly needing to really put an end to carrying everything on their own emotionally, in a sense of the King of Cups in reverse is often an emotionally unavailable person or someone who's maybe avoiding their emotions of what they're really feeling, and they've been doing it for a really long time. And I see like that's what's kind of coming to an end, and that could be the big contributing factor to what kind of emerged here. So it could be that there's going to be resolution and an ending to that in a positive way, but I think getting you there is going to be in not a fun way. Okay, but it does look like it's going to resolve itself here. Fire signs, let me see the Ace of Stars. Ace of Stars in reverse. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Nine of Cups. So I do see like you finally getting that beginning that maybe should have started like a while ago. I don't know if this is like weeks, months, years ago for some of you. Where you're being either like you're gonna receive something, because the Ace of Pentacles is always like a tangible resource, right? So it could be a gift, it could be something of value, it could be new opportunities for money, like I said. But what I'm feeling more for you is that it's something that's significant to the I think it's to the next level that you're going to. And I do believe like someone's coming towards you with this, with the Knight of Swords. So like it's being offered to you. And it just feels to me like everything being reversed, feeling like this is what you actually wanted all along, but you never got it. And I feel like it might be coming your way now. So it feels like air signs, fire signs, that there's something that you're going to go through some turmoil. I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you. You're going to go through some turmoil, but it's going to get you to a place that finally gets you to the speed of and going to the place that you really wanted to go and receiving what you needed to receive, what it feels like months ago that you never did. Okay, so there might be something where you have to let go. You have to be willing to like let it go in order for something to come back around in a better way than how it was meant to be. Okay? So, fire signs, that's my reading for you. All right. Sorry if the readings are a little long. I'm just feeling like there's a lot more depth coming through in these readings today. I don't know if it's because the energies are a little heavier. I don't know if it's just because it's Mercury retrograde and I'm taking longer. Might be it. Mind you, I was born with Mercury retrograde, so All right. And again, fire signs, if you need some help navigating all of that, you can book a reading with me in the description below. I've opened my books for the month of July. Earth signs, you guys are next. Let's get into it. Let's shuffle it up for my earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, who's in the live chat right now? Talk to me, talk to me. What's going on? Are these readings resonating with any of you guys? Have I got any earth signs in the live chat who are ready to be read for? One more cut for my earth signs. All right. And if you missed the full moon with Mary last week and you want to know what this full moon is bringing up for you, definitely check out last week's podcast. Of course, I will be with you guys tomorrow for the next podcast. All right, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's take a look at what's in store for you. Let's find out what is the main theme of your reading and what is the potential challenge for you. What's the main theme for my earth signs reading? Okay. So the main theme of your reading is dreamscape, dream work, subconsciousness, and imagination. So there's a lot of work that, I don't know if you're receiving information in your dreams. My dreams have been crazy the last couple of nights. Like, holy crap, really, really, really just like, woo. And I don't know if it's because Mars is now entering into Gemini, which is my 12th house as a Cancer. So 12th house is all about dreams. And it's just like, But for my earth signs, there is something that you're wanting to create, that you're trying to build, manifest, that you want to bring into emergence, okay? Because that's your challenge right now, is the emergence card. And you've been struggling. It's number 11 and this is number 10. So look at that. So where you're going to benefit most is by really focusing on your imagination, the subconscious beliefs, what you're telling yourself, what you believe. I will say, for anyone where this reading really resonates with you, my identity reset would be very powerful for you. We do a lot of work on reprogramming the subconscious to match the person you need to be, to build, create, to resurrect what it is that you're wanting to build in this reality, especially if it's bigger than what you're used to, especially if it's pushing you out of your comfort zone. Very, very important. But I think you're going to really, what this is really looking into is like your deeper fears, your thoughts, but also like, what are your dreams telling you? Are your dreams giving you even some information right now that you need to be listening to? Let's see what's kind of comes up with the tarot. What do we need to know about the past for my earth signs? Okay, so we have the Three of Wands in reverse. We also have the Ace. No, yeah, the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, which is the dreamer of the deck. We also have the Fool in reverse. First time we're seeing the Fool today. coming into this current week, we have the 9 of Cups. We also have the 7 of Cups at the heart of your spread. We also have the 2 of Wands in reverse. Coming into the near future energies for my earth signs. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we also have the 7 of Crystals in reverse, the 3 of Swords upright, and the Justice card. Ooh, I don't like that, earth signs. Overall energy is 8 of Cups in reverse, Queen of Cups upright. All right, so you are also, earth signs, having some difficulty moving away from a certain type of energy, moving on from a circumstance, an energy, a person, something. And I think it's because there are, it might be someone you care about greatly, or it involves someone you care about greatly with the Queen of Cups there. Now, for others of you where this isn't about someone else, this could be that you're having a hard time walking away. And it could be like following your intuition. Okay, like your intuition might be speaking to you to do something, but you're really having a hard time following it. And that would be because of the level of discomfort you're encountering by following your own intuition. And by discomfort, I mean it's pushing you out of your comfort zone, okay? Now, in your past, you have the 3 of Wands in reverse, the Page of Cups, and then the Fool. Let me just kind of look at your cards for a second. Okay. Look, again, like I said, there's something you're trying to have emerge in your reality, right? You want it to manifest. You want it to come to be. But it's struggling, right? But with the Page of Cups here, I don't know, maybe you have been doing some work in the dream realms, but also with the Page of Cups, like, there is this, like, what it is that you want. Right? There's a deep desire here. And it also could be that there was like trying to initiate something. Now someone could have given you a message with the Page of Cups around your own dreams that came to you that may have had you revisit with the Fool card here, having to like look back on your path and be like, ooh, maybe I need to like revisit that. And it was like something that was going to be your launch pad or something of that nature, but you're also like having to relook at it for some reason. Or you're not fully, like, you're not getting the momentum around it. Now, coming into this first half of July, we have the 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 2 of Wands in reverse. So there is a deep, like, centered energy on what it is that you deeply want for yourself, what you deeply wish for, like what makes you so happy. And you're considering all your options around getting that. You're looking at what is available to me that I have to work with, and what should I work with? What should I say yes to, and what should I maybe avoid? The 2 of Wands here in reverse is like you're navigating a path forward that you don't know where it's taking you. You are having to choose a new pathway, but this pathway is uncertain. So there's possibly some hesitation you're dealing with, or really needing some guidance around that. For some reason, with this particular 2 of Wands card in reverse, it feels like as well there's a lot of struggle, like really weighing out the options of the 2 potential timelines. that you know you're facing and which one you're going to choose. Going into the future, this is interesting because you have the Seven of Crystals, the Three of Crystals, and the Justice card in reverse. Now, it could be that someone apologizes to you and then hurts you again, or it could just be like the cards may not just be linear, right? Where there's going to be a painful moment coming your way and it's going to feel like it's not fair. Okay, it really doesn't feel just to you at all. But I also do see that there's a reconciliation. There is, I don't know why, so many, like the Seven of Swords is coming up in everyone's reading. And I think it's because of the Mars Uranus energy. Like, we're just going to be like out of our minds. We're going to be like, it's going to be like foot and mouth disease. Okay. Like, in a sense of like, speaking before you're even thinking, like what you're saying. It's going to be very reactionary. It's going to be very hot under the collar. It's just going to be outbursts, like it's going to be there. And with Mercury in retrograde, that means miscommunications, not really understanding what someone's saying. Maybe they're not saying in the way that they need to. So I will say though that I do feel we're going to clarify these. I want to clarify these more, but I do see some pain coming up. There's something that's going to cause you some pain, and it's really not going to feel fair at all. And I don't know if it has to do with a legal issue or not. For some of you it could. But I do also see an apology here. So let's kind of see where this is going for my earth signs. So we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. And the Seven of Swords again in reverse. Okay, so now it's coming out in the main theme of your reading. So, well, there you are. Okay, earth signs upside down. So I don't know if you're the one who's going to be apologizing or getting apologized to, but you're struggling to walk away. And I think also for some of you, you've been perhaps dismissing some of your true needs of what it is that you need to feel secure, to feel safe, to feel valued, I think is really like important here, earth signs. And so perhaps you haven't been feeling valued in the way that you want. Now, for others of you, when the Seven of Swords here, this may not be an apology for each and every one of you, right? Because like I said, Seven of Swords also like returning to the scene of the crime when it's in reverse. So you may need to revisit something, to relook at where you haven't been putting your all into. Maybe you've been avoiding it because you've been, again, it feels like you've been perhaps not valuing yourself enough, earth signs, of what you're actually capable of. But again, like I said, with the Queen of Cups here, it could be something about like really following your intuition or using your intuition more. But I also feel like this, for some of you, this has to do with someone you deeply care about. I don't know. I think some of you feel unvalued, like unvalued. Yeah, was that a right word? Not valued. Let's just say that you don't feel valued. I don't know. I'm picking that energy up. Let's see what the Three of Wands in the past. Eight of Cups again, and the Judgment card. Okay, first time we're seeing the Judgment card. So, you haven't been happy with what's been coming in for you. Okay, with the Three of Wands in reverse, it's like, oof, this is not what I was like. You could have been working towards something quite diligently. Earth signs, you tend to be workhorses, right? So you could have been working towards something, but you're still not happy with the results. You're still not happy with the outcome or where you're at. But you're also like, what's kind of coming up here is that there is something that you're not letting go of, that you're not releasing. And again, I feel like that's a big theme of this full moon in Capricorn. Of again, it's like maybe in the ways that you've always worked just don't work anymore. With the Capricorn moon. But Here's what I want to say. This is what they're telling me to say. The way you've always gone about doing business is no longer working for you. And it can't be business as usual anymore. And I think you somehow maybe even got a bit of a wake up call with this, with the judgment card coming up, of realizing, I haven't been fully listening to my intuition. I haven't been fully, um, I've known something hasn't been good for me, and I'm still like utilizing it, working with it, staying with it, whatever. Okay. Pay attention to your dreams, earth signs. With this dreamscape card, you're getting some of your answers in the dreams. Your dreams are trying to like help you work through something. What's this Page of Cups? Okay, so you've been like really kind of in your head about like what it is that you want, right? Like dreaming about like, okay, like this is my dream for myself. This is what I envision for myself. But there's also some sadness around it. Like wondering if you need to move on from it. Or signs. I think you've been kind of dealing with this of like, do I move on? Do I stay? There's something about this that you're sad about. There's a grieving because you know something's not working. And that's why it's like it's not coming to be, and it has to be dealt with. So like you're kind of struggling. It looks like you were struggling here about like, do I move on or not? Again, you're like thinking about like what it is that you really, like one of your big dreams. What's this Fool in reverse? Sorry, there's like a fruit fly around me. Okay, we have the Page of Swords. What else do we need to know about the Fool? Okay, you also have the World and the Three of Cups in reverse. What is up with the Three of Cups coming up in reverse in everyone's reading as well? I'm wondering if it's because, Gemini is also the sign of friendships. Okay. So there could be some tension between friends. I'm just saying. Now, okay. With the Fool card here in reverse, I don't know. It's like things were trying to get started, but it also looks like you received some information. Or you were doing some digging, doing a little spy work, a little internet sleuthing, okay, for some of you, of looking into something. With the World card here in reverse of like, why haven't I already achieved this? Or why haven't, like why hasn't things gotten to where they should by now? And with the Three Cups here in reverse, just feels like, again, like the lightness is not there, the happiness is not there, the fun, the jovial kind of energy that can sometimes come with like new adventures, starting something new, is missing. For some of you too, it could feel like the celebration is just on pause. Like it's not like it's not like coming to be, even though like it's part of the plan. But you're doing some sleuthing here. You're a researcher. You're like, what the hell's going on? So you're looking into things. Let me see what this Nine of Cups is in your current energies, Earth signs. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. So you could be, there could be someone around you who's very like, okay, we also have the Moon card. You could be dealing with someone who's very magnetic, who's very excited and attracted to your big wish. Okay, like what it is like that you want for yourself, and could also have a missing piece for you this week. So, really important to kind of keep your eyes peeled, ears peeled, okay, for someone around you who's really like supportive and into that. Now, this could also just mean that in this week, you also are going to be embodying like very magnetic energy. You're going to be creative, you're going to be on fire, you're going to be like literally your intuition, I think, is going to be extremely strong, but you're also like, there's an energy about you that's like unstoppable. Okay. And I wonder too if with the moon here, there's going to be some things you're doing behind the scenes that people maybe won't see, but you are like going fully into it, because it could be hidden with the moon here. What's the 7 of Cups? But something's really exciting you. Okay, the 7 of Cups. Interesting. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, and then we have the 6 of Swords upright. I don't know if you're going to be receiving news that something's getting delayed, which is forcing you to look at more of your options. Let me just pull one more card on this 7 of Cups. Okay, we have the Strength card. It's whatever this is. It's, you know, you're having to, there's some courage that's coming up that's required, okay, for this. But like at the end of the day, it feels like you're looking for solutions, earth signs, and you're ready to be seen. So, and you're ready for your success. And it's like being fully acknowledged. So it feels like there's a little hiccup. Maybe it's a bigger hiccup. I don't know. But you're still like you're in some kind of energy that's like, again, it feels like you're unstoppable, like you're still finding workarounds. You're like, it doesn't matter. Let's like, you are somehow making lemonade out of lemons is what it feels like. What's this 2 of Wands in reverse? Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, we have it's all Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles, both in reverse. So you're moving forward. Now you're moving forward slowly on a path that really you don't have enough clarity, but you're also receiving something. So you are receiving, you might be receiving money, you might be receiving something that is of benefit to you, that helps you, a gift of some sort. And it's interesting because it feels like there's a new opportunity coming your way. The path ahead is still not clear, but the stuff that's coming in though is good. So it's like you're receiving it, it's coming in, but you're not yet fully sure how this is all going to unfold, but it feels like you're going to go with it, which I would recommend, earth signs, because it looks really good. I think you might also there might be someone coming in to help you. This might be a joint venture because the 9 of Pentacles is in reverse. So this isn't just about you being successful on your own. There could be someone coming in where it's like helping you become more successful. And it's opening up possibly a new avenue, a new stream of income for you, money, some kind of new security option for you, possibly even some material object being gifted to you with that 6 of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles coming in. And I feel like this is something you already know about, with it being in reverse too. It's like it's something that has already been discussed, or you've gotten some hints around. So there's going to be some movement around that here for you. Now let's kind of go into your future, which is where things are a little dicey. Let's just kind of, I'm going to read it as I normally would, but let's see what the 7 of crystals is about. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands. And we have the Queen of Swords. So look, this might be an apology. This might be cleaning up a mess. Like I said in air signs reading at the beginning, because they got this same card. And it felt like it was cleaning up a mess more. But for you guys, you know, this could be an apology. This could be having to look at something and like, oh, this cannot remain the way it is, you know, like how do we make this better? And I feels like it's going to come in fast. This is going to be a fast moving, like high clarity moment. The Queen of Swords is saying like this, she's delivering the message. She's saying what needs to be said. And it's like, this is how it's going to be. So there's this energy of like, there's no more dicking around. Okay. There's no more fucking around with this energy, but it also feels like it's cleaning something up. It's making something better. Now, let's just see what this 3 of Swords is. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And the Death card. Ugh. Okay. So this could, for some of you, this could be around someone you like, this could be an important relationship with the Ace of Cups in reverse. That could be like part of the, like, what's painful. It could be that, it could also be that like something that you've wanted, like you've wished for, one of your dreams or your hopes, that there maybe have been an opportunity around it. There could be some pain that's kind of like, there's some pain around this. The Death card coming in is interesting because it could be saying putting a complete end to it, could be also saying going to fully transform this. I don't know why this energy actually feels good to me. It does. It feels good. Like there's something good that comes out of this. As shitty as like what it might be originally, there's something good. It feels like there's there's a liberation from it. It feels like a break free kind of energy. It feels like a massive exhale is what it feels like. So let me see what this Justice card in reverse is about. Okay. Well, this could be you, Earth signs, where you just feel like you don't have any other options. Things have been too unjust. And so you're making a decision. Now, I don't know exactly, like, I don't know how this is. It feels like this is going to play out almost like all at once. Okay. So it does feel like either this is you or you're someone you just can't like rely on is putting you in a position where you have no other choice. And maybe you've delayed making a decision and now you're having to make a decision. This could also just feel like something just feels very unfair to you. But the Justice card is also like about making a decision, right? Because in order to get a result in a court, right? You like guilty or not guilty, or just a verdict in general, you need a decision. So the verdict is coming. The verdict is coming, Earth signs. But again, I feel like this is all kind of mixed into one. So even though it's kind of coming, there's something about this energy though that still feels like it's bringing you into a place that you've actually wanted to be in. There is an energy that feels like it breaks through. And it's been needed. It's been needed. So I don't know. Let me know, Earth signs, come back into the comments. Let me know how this works out for you. But I do see like the next couple of weeks, they'll look pretty good for you in July. So take advantage. Definitely take advantage of that. Okay. And of course, Earth signs, if you need the reading, I've opened up my books for you to book a reading with me right now. Get some deeper clarity and get answers to the questions that perhaps are keeping you up at night. Okay. All right. Water signs, you guys are next. Hi, Rachel. Well, good to see you. Thanks for jumping into the live chat. You're Virgo, Sun, Sag Moon, Capricorn rising. Oof. Well, let me know if any of that Earth sign reading resonated with you. Yeah, I just feel like given with the energy and the astrology that we have, just the Mars-Uranus conjunction is going to be a little crazy. Plus, I think what's also happening is I think is Venus squaring Uranus? No, because Venus is still in Leo. What's Venus doing? Venus is doing something. All right, water signs, let's take a look at what's in store for you for the first half of July, going into what is a very interesting week. Let's just put it that way. This full moon is triggering a lot. The Mars-Uranus conjunction is triggering a lot. Mercury retrograde is triggering a lot. Of course, Jupiter is getting ready to enter Leo and will soon oppose Pluto. I will say egos will be taking a hit when Jupiter opposes Pluto. Ooh, there are going to be some heavy egos that are going to take some hits, and it's going to be coming from, like, I will say people who have big followings or audiences or just leaders in general are going to maybe take a bit of an ego hit if they're deserving of it, you know, like, but then just in general, it just feels like Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto is like where the power is, right? And Aquarius is all about what's ahead, like what's the future, what's evolving, like it's like time to wake up. And Jupiter in Leo is going to be hitting our pride. So pride's probably going to take a little bit of a hit. Some people's going to have some bruised egos. So, okay, water signs, let's delay no longer. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is the main theme of your reading and what is the potential challenge? What is the potential challenge for my water signs? Okay. So water signs, your theme of your reading is inspirational creation, alchemy, the elements, innovation. So I feel like you are in a place where you're birthing something new, you're possibly even innovating something or yourself. Like alchemy is definitely afoot. And these, you're in a place of like really maybe needing inspiration, but also maybe in a place where creating from inspiration. And that's like the theme around you. The challenge is utopia. Peace, serenity, paradise. You don't have it, water signs. You don't have the peace. You don't have the serenity. You don't have the paradise right now. So you're trying to like birth something, create something. And I think your environment, your world, your reality just does not feel very utopic, right? Like, so, if anything, I would say that maybe things feel higher in conflict than in peace. Possibly like more more like hell than paradise. Okay, and that's like the challenge is like how do you create from that place, right? How do you initiate? How do you move when there's things kind of going on? And I will say I know a lot of water signs that are dealing with this right now. So let's kind of see where we're kind of going with. Let's look at your cards, water signs. Let's see where we're going. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. I will say this, and I hope everyone does hear this message. What you do with the next couple of weeks is going to determine how good your end of July can be for you. Okay? How you respond over the next couple of weeks, how you take action, what you choose is going to be very important to how your end of July unfolds in a sense of, and that's just the beginning, but like where the solutions are, what's being gifted to you, like what's the opportunity, what's the door that's opening for you, and whether or not you're going to be able to walk through it or not. And if you do walk through it, like how much opportunity is on the other side for you waiting. Like that's really like what you're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is important. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know about the past for... All right, well, we have a card we haven't gotten yet. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy in reverse. We also have the Five of Cups in reverse. Coming into the current energies, we have the Eight of Stars in reverse. Oof, Four of Wands in reverse. We also have the Nine of Crystals. Okay. Let's see. What's coming up into the near future for my water signs? Like that, we have the Eight of Crystals in reverse for you. We have the Four of Cups upright. And we have the Temperance card. Good old Temperance. Overall energy. Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. Okay. Water signs. I don't know. Things are heavy here for you. I'm not going to lie. July looks a little tough for you. But like I said, I actually think you're going to come out of it okay. Mm, you're in a place where you're dealing with a lot. You've I think it just doesn't like feel very good. Like, and I just feel like there's a lot going on around you that doesn't feel very good to you. And it doesn't feel like things are easy or peaceful or serene at all. And I will say this though, that you are getting pressurized for a reason. Um, just remember that. This is not happening to you. This is happening for you. And I know you may want to just throw the middle finger up at me right now for saying that. And that's okay. You can. I can't see it. But I will say I do feel though like you're being molded into someone you've never been before. And that's a good thing. Okay. Now with the 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, let me just see what's underneath there. The Sun. Oh, well, look, there we go. I don't know why my intuition just was like, what's the third card? Um, things are going to get better. Okay, they are going to get better. But I think right now there's just like there's things don't feel fun. They don't feel joyful, and you're not seeing any fruits from your labor. Okay, at least not enough if you are. So that's what's kind of like feeding this story right now. Now, looking at your past, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse. So, um, it looks like there's this energy again of like sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So I don't know if like you've been struggling to kind of get something going, like you've been applying yourself and then you pull back and then you put some more energy into it, then you like pull back. But I see though with the Hermit here in reverse, like you cannot be in an isolation right now. Like you need to kind of put yourself out there. And I don't know if you've been struggling with that. Like, it's not about just going within more, like, I'm feeling for you, like, there's action that's required here, and also, the good thing is, though, with the 5 of Cups here in reverse, I do see that you're like, "Okay, let me just focus on the positive, let me just work with what I got, I'm not gonna, like, go into Debbie Downer mode and just, like, go and spiral out," you right? Like, you were like, "No, no, 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 I got some stuff here, let me work with it," and again, like doing some good work. Now, going into the current energies, you have the 8 of Stars in reverse, the 4 of Wands in reverse, and the 9 of Crystals. Look, 8 of Stars in reverse. This could either be you're overworking, you're pushing yourself too much, okay, or you're procrastinating. It's one or the other. It's like it's the scream, and it's like it's where you should be. It's where you like are putting. If you're procrastinating, it's where you should be putting your energy, and if you're burning yourself out, you're avoiding something else. Okay, that you should be putting your energy into. Um, So just be mindful of where your energy is going, water signs, in the first half of July. If you can find some balance between personal and work, because it could be that you're either going too hard into personal and not enough into work, or too hard into work and not enough into personal, or you're just procrastinating in some way in general. Now, the 4 of Wands is here in reverse. This is a hard relationship card sometimes because the 4 of Wands can talk about a soulmate. It could be like maybe not feeling like you're on the same page with someone else. It could also feel like you're maybe having to renegotiate a contract that you both have. This is maybe you could be revisiting talks about taking your relationship to the next level. This could be talks about marriage. This could be talks about some kind of celebration that is very family oriented. That is going to be up on the table for the next couple of weeks. And I see you stressed out. I'm not going to lie, water signs. You got the 9 of Crystals here. You're not having the best sleeps. You're kind of stressed out about this energy. We'll find out more when I go into details. However, water signs, you have the 8 of Crystals in reverse here in your near future, which means you're getting unstuck. You're not going to be overthinking things. You're not going to be spinning your wheels in the mud anymore. You're getting unstuck. And with the Four Cups here, upright, I will say pay attention because there is a blessing coming your way. You may not see it though. You've got to really be open because you do have something coming your way, but if you're too immersed in other stuff that's keeping you distracted, like I said, you want to find a balance, and it's because Sagittarius energy is here with the Temperance card. Balance is going to be your friend. So over the next couple of weeks and into the end of July, if you feel like you're starting to spin your wheels somewhere, like step away for a second. Like give yourself a breather, give yourself a moment to just like reset. I'm going to tell all of you guys, if you know anything about vagus nerve resets, do vagus nerve resets, like your life depended on them. Okay, water signs, like you guys are always like more emotional. I know, I'm a Cancer. Okay, I cry like that. Like it doesn't take me much to cry. Like somebody needs to look at me wrong and I start crying sometimes. So we can get very emotional. When your body is super emotional, it's just lights up your vagus nerve like a Christmas tree, and it will shut your brain down. It'll make you feel tired. It'll make you feel confused. It'll make you feel foggy. You won't make the best decisions. You'll want to just like not do anything. So vagus nerve resets to all my Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces out there. Okay. Because it just feels like you're going to have some complications within relationships, or there's something around work that's coming up that you're going to have to renegotiate contracts or relook at things. It could be a mixed bag of both of those things, and you're just going to be stressed out. So like give yourself moments to just like I'm going to tell you something that I tell everyone in my identity reset. Okay? How you respond, especially going into this next half of this year, but I mean just in general, a rule of thumb, how you respond to your reality is ultimately going to determine if your reality changes or not. So just if you feel yourself going into old patterns of response, okay, where you're becoming reactive, this is where you want to like, let me just do a vagus nerve reset. Let me just do, I don't know, something that a meditation, talk to someone who lifts you up, who can get your head straight, to just kind of reset. Because in the future, you're going to have something coming your way, and things are going to balance out for you. But I will say you will benefit though more if you can kind of maintain some balance. That's what I'm getting here for you. So let's just see the Three of Cups. Three of Cups in reverse. What is this about? Okay, we have the Hangman. So needing a new way of looking at something, okay, different than how you've been seeing it, is very important, water signs, when it comes to like what you have been receiving and not receiving, when it comes to like fruition of fruits of your labor and manifestation and stuff like that. What else do we need to know about the three? Okay, and we have the Hierophant in reverse. It's really important, water signs, that you realize that you need to go about this in a way that you don't traditionally go about it. You specifically, okay? Not just tradition in general, you specifically. You are needing to look at something very differently than you've ever seen it before, which means you're going to get a whole new lay of the land. And something that you thought was a certain way, okay, or thinking it's a certain way, isn't actually. You're going to get important information if you can force yourself to widen your perspective, okay? Maybe see things from a vantage point you've never looked for before, because then it's going to give you the insight to approach something in a very unconventional way than what you're used to. What is the Knight of Wands in reverse? Because again, I see you trying to innovate. You're trying to start something. You're trying to kick something off here. And you're trying to transform something. I feel like you're trying to build something out of nothing for some of you. What is this? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, so you've been stressed out. Like again, you've been putting energy in and then you're pulling it out. You're putting your energy in, you're pulling it out. So like, and maybe you're not pulling it out. You're just like stop, start kind of energy, right? What else do we need to know? And it's kind of, that's what's also kind of creating some of the stress for you. I would say it's really important for you to, perhaps for those of you where you've been procrastinating and you maybe haven't been giving it your all, like you really do go all in on something. The High Priestess in reverse. So it just feels like something's not feeling like it's going with the flow. It's something may have also been revealed to you here that you maybe didn't, again, like you didn't see coming. But something was no longer hidden or a mystery. Maybe it's also about like following your intuition in a new way or using your intuitive gifts in a new way than what you're used to. What is the Hermit card? What is the Hermit in reverse? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Page of Wands. So it feels like it's interesting, these two energies coming up together. I don't know if you got some good news here about like moving forward, coming out of your shell. Maybe even like the Hermit. It's like, even like I think about the crab, like a hermit crab, like maybe even like coming out of home. But where like you were blocked, where you couldn't see, where you had no clarity, you finally got some information that's helpful was able to move you forward a little here. What's this Five of Cups? Because you're making something of nothing here. Okay, you are doing something here, water signs. Yeah, see, Wheel of Fortune. There's change here. You got off your butt and you're like, no, I'm going to do something with this. And that started to change things for you. Yeah, okay. And with the King of Wands coming in here too, this, like, I mean, you could be also like, this could have something to do with a fire sign. Okay, you might be dealing with a fire sign, but this is also, I want to say for you specifically, of like really hitting your top tier level, okay, of like spirituality, energy, creativity, but also like just owning your destiny. Okay, like there's something about this King of Wands that is speaking, because it's sitting on top of this Wheel of Fortune, that it's like, no, 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 I'm taking the steering wheel and I'm guiding this like ship. Like there's, and it's something about like bringing you higher, like bringing you into a new realm of being a leader. Okay, that is like literally guiding from a deeper sense of your own spirituality, but also like a deep sense of your own creativity. What is this Eight of Stars in reverse? Now we're going to get into the parts that are a little uncomfortable for us. Ah! Okay. We don't like to see this. The Tower with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You're dealing with something that's completely shaking the ground. Whether this is something shocking to you or it's just making everything unstable beneath you. And it's possibly like you need to like really focus on, I think, understanding like there might be where the way you've always made money is not how you're going to be making money now. It could also be that you're losing something of high value that was very expensive or cost a lot of money. And now you're having to work towards something else. But really, I want to say this. I feel, because like I told you guys, this beginning of July is the big shakeup. Just know it's coming. We're all getting shaken up, and you've got a shakeup coming here. And I feel like, again, it could be around your career, it could be around how you make money, it could be around letting go of money. It could also be about something you've invested in heavily, where like now like something's shaking the ground under that, and like now you're figuring out like, oh, okay, I got to do some work with this. Like it's, I don't know why that Eight of Pentacles is saying like it's time to do some work for those of you who've procrastinated. I will say though, just make sure that your energy's balanced. Like you're not going so heavy into one direction, because it, now we've got the Four of Wands here in reverse. So what's this Four of Wands? We've got the Six of Cups in reverse. So this could have to do with children, but it could also just deal with things that just don't feel good, right? Like Six of Cups in reverse is like, you're also, again, it's kind of dealing with someone who feels so familiar with to you, but it also doesn't feel good. And not say that they don't feel good. I mean, it could be, but like you're dealing with energy that just is hard right now. What's this for? What's this Four of Wands in reverse? And the Five of Cups. So yeah, you're sad here. I don't know. There's, I feel like this could be a contract for some of you that you're like, I don't like this. This doesn't make me feel good. Now, this might force you to want to renegotiate it or make you like push back. I also feel like this also has something to do with relationships for some of you guys. Like like wherever your relationship is, again, it feels like you're trying to go to the next level. But there's a sadness here, and there's also like focusing on the negative. Focusing on the negative when you do have positive cups around you, right? You do have cups that you can still drink from. Is the focus too much on the negative? Or do the negatives have to be dealt with so that then the positives can be enjoyed? I don't know. Let's see what this Nine of Crystals is. Wow. Okay, so the Nine of Crystals, you're stressed out, right? Like you're stressed. We also have the Star and the Death card coming up together. You're stressed because for some of you, you feel like there's a death in your destiny approaching. Potentially, like that's like how you're feeling, like that's what you're contemplating, right? Again, we're in Mercury retrograde. We're all going to be in our fields because it's Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So much is getting triggered for us, especially like you water signs. Like, yes, Mercury retrograde might be nice to you, Scorpio and Pisces. Cancers, I don't know. But it's just Mercury retrograde in Cancer is just not that great because it's eventually going to be squaring Saturn. Okay. So in general, it's just not going to feel good for all of us. And it's having to make responsible decisions. I feel though, like when I see these cards, that there is also the potential for some massive transformation to what your destiny could be. Now, I think you're stressing about why that transformation could go, because I feel like based off of these cards, water signs, you might be going to a worst case scenario. I don't necessarily think that you should, because based off of what I'm seeing here, I think it's going to be okay. Let's kind of see where this is going. Let's see what the Eight of Crystals in reverse is. Oh, look at that. We have a Three of Cups upright. So there is happier times coming in here, water signs. Yeah, I feel like you're going to want to go to the worst case. I will say, I think the way things are unfolding, or I will say you have to perceive something from a way that you've never perceived it before. Okay. So you got to like take a step back and look at things from a new lens. You're like, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I like not including in this that I should be including? What am I removing that maybe I shouldn't be removing? I don't know. There's just, you got to look at it different. Let me see, because you're getting unstuck. You're no longer in like this like overthinking, feeling trapped kind of way. What is this Eight of? And it feels like there's, look, it's happy, it's joyful, possibly even like, hey, we're celebrating. Sorry, that's way too many cards. What else do we need to know about this Eight of Crystals? There we go. Five of Pentacles in reverse. So if you've been feeling alone, if you've been feeling left out in the cold, or you're just feeling isolated, or you're feeling without, maybe this has been money issues, that you haven't been having enough money. This is all kind of feeling like you're getting unstuck. There's a reason to celebrate. And if it is a money issue, it feels like some money might be coming in towards you. But there's definitely, yeah, things are going to get better. What's this Four of Cups? I'm just telling you guys, this next couple weeks is going to be hard. But it's the shakeup we all need. I will say that. As much as I hate to say it, it is a shakeup we all need in order to move forward better. Okay. What is the Four of Cups? Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Like I said, okay, water signs, please listen to me. Please listen to me. You are going to get, like, things are going to get better, but you're still going to somehow be caught up in something. Like, you're going to be, there's something you're going to kind of like be reflecting on, looking into, and you have something coming your way that you want to say yes to. Okay. But I'm worried that for some of you, you might be so consumed that you let the opportunity pass, or you don't realize it in the moment how good it is. Just keep your eyes peeled, especially like last half of July. Okay. Because I think there's something you're going to want to invest in, that you want to put energy into. There's a blessing coming your way. Okay. There's something that the universe is bringing towards you, and it is to help benefit your dreams. And for some of you, it could be your relationships. Okay. What is this Temperance? We have the Devil in reverse. First time we're seeing the Devil. Of course, we're ending with it. And the Four of Swords in reverse. Luckily, the Devil's in reverse, and it's on the Temperance card. Look, yeah, you have to release, like, retreat away from the energy of being consumed and in your fears, and maybe even too much in your feels. Like, and when I say that, I say that lightly, because Mercury retrograde is all asking us to kind of like pay attention to what we're feeling and what our needs are, with it being in Cancer. But don't get so absorbed into it, right? Because sometimes we can spiral out in that. And what I'm seeing here is that I don't think you're going to be doing that anymore. I think you're letting go of some of the big fears. I think you're also feeling like you're not going to be alone. There's something about not being alone that's kind of coming through your reading, water signs. And I see like balance being restored. I see harmony, which is nice considering your challenge has been like, I'm living in hell. This is not peaceful. This is chaotic. Like that kind of stuff, energy. So it does feel like it's going to move better. I just think you're going to go through a rough patch in the beginning of July. So just brace yourself. Brace yourself for it. But know, though, that it's giving you an opportunity to transform something. And all I'm going to say is, please, 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 water signs, there is a different way you got to see something. So open your mind, open your eyes, open your hearts. Okay, it's like the headstand, okay, in yoga. So it was just a lesson I'll never forget. If you're someone who's super logical, this might be a time where you want to look at things from your heart. And if you're someone who's very much like heart-based, intuitive, it may be time to just look at some reason and facts, okay? Like, not get too heavy in your feels. You just got to do something different than what you're used to doing. All right? So, and it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. So, Water signs. That's my reading for you. Of course, guys, don't forget, if you want to book your reading with me, I have opened my books for the month of July. You can, the readings in the description below. This is a very, very valuable time to be getting insights, getting guidance if you need it. Especially if you're navigating some big, challenging life decisions, things that feel like they're carrying a lot of weight that you don't want to make the wrong move on. If that's where you're feeling, I will say sometimes that can become paralyzing, and you don't want to be paralyzed right now. You want to be moving forward. So where you can get help, get it. And if a reading with me feels like one of those avenues, you've got the link below to do that. Also, don't forget, like I said at the beginning, my retreat from reality with Sanching is July 16th to the 17th in Nevada in the desert. It's going to be a fun 2 days where we'll really help shift your energy. San does incredible energetic healing work. So if you're needing like a full reset, he'll be really good for that. And also I'm going to teach you how to expand your energy into like Kundalini like energy on the daily. Okay. So you can start shifting your reality. So that one is coming up. So link is in the description below. Hopefully we'll see you there. Guys, I love you. Have an incredible week. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow on the podcast. Let me just say hi. Crystal Light Coats girl, good to see you. And Dynamite. Today's energies have activated your creative juices, daydreaming, some cool shit. Good. Get it all down. All right, guys, I love you. Have an amazing